Edu.
Live from the heart and soul of Phoenix, welcome to the campus of Grand Canyon University inside GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes lift the lid on the 2016-17 season by hosting the Grizzlies from Adams State. Good evening and welcome to GCU basketball. Alongside three-time NBA champ Scott Williams, I'm Barry Vitale. Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. Well, the Lopes beginning their 2016-17 season after a 27-7 season a year ago.
Just a great season, a dream season for Coach Marley. I mean, this team was the 14-15 season was a little soft. Coach Marley really put his imprint on that team, got them tougher on the boards, a +7 on rebounding from a year before, really turned the tide of what this team was wanting to do, their identity. Bounce the glass, get out and run, play up-tempo style, and that led to a lot of success. 27 wins, 18 and 2 here on the home floor.
Well, a couple of guys we're familiar with. Let's begin with Josh Braun. He is the WAC preseason player of the year.
Just does a little bit of everything. He can take the ball inside amongst the trees, good with the basketball, doesn't turn it over, steps behind the arc, shoots 40%, just a tick under 40% behind the arc. Oh, and he gets fouled. He gets to the line where he led the WAC in free throw shooting.
16.5 points per game leading the Lopes, alongside Zero the hero, Dwayne Russell. He led the team in assists.
Oh, I love this guy. He's just a little motor out there on the floor, great on defense, good at getting everybody involved on the offensive end. And when you get a guy that can go out there and pressure all the way from 90 feet up and down the floor, you're going to create a lot of turnovers that lead to easy baskets at the other end.
Adams State comes in. Here's a team that has only 2 returners, Ethan Caton and Brian Umoriu. They are a lot of new fresh faces on this Adams State team.
Yeah, a bit of a mystery for everybody. I think Coach Marley's going to tell his guys to go out there and do what we do. Don't worry so much about personnel tonight. Play good, hard-nosed man-to-man. Be on a string. Be ready to help your teammates. Trying to establish an identity on how they want to play all season long.
Let's get this game started to begin this season. Let's travel over to the public address announcer, Paul DeNuser, with our prayer and our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to opening night here at the beautiful GCU Arena. And tonight's matchup between the Adams State University Grizzlies and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight, led by GCU Dean of Students and Campus Pastor, Dr. Tim Griffin.
Let's pray together. Our God and Heavenly Father, thank you for tonight. We pause for these moments to honor you, to say thank you for your love, your grace, and your mercy. God, we pray that you would watch over these two teams as they compete tonight. We thank you for both universities and pray your safety upon them, the coaches, and our referees. God, watch over us as we return home tonight after this contest. We pray now that you would bless this evening. We look forward to the joy of competition. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with our national anthem. The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed this evening by the Valley Lutheran High School Choir under the direction of Theron Jenkins. the Valley Lutheran High School Choir.
Choir under the direction of Theron Jenkins. Great job, Dr. Tim Griffin, as well with our prayer. Adams State Grizzlies coming in overall 13-15 a season ago, 12-10 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They were 7-8 on the road. Their head coach is Russ Caton. Here is his starting five. Brandon Sly, Jarrett Gibbons, Ryan O'Muro, Ethan Caton, and Brandon Pasker.
Yeah, let's pop O'Muro. He's a guy that averaged about 7 points a game last year and got on the glass for just a tick under 4. We don't know a whole lot about the rest of the team, but we know this kid can play. Returning from last year, he might be the leader on the floor tonight, looking to raise his points per game averages, Coach Caton.
Grand Canyon, we mentioned, 27-7, 11-3 in the WAC, 18-2 at home. Dan Marley in his 4th season as head coach, 59-37 overall, 29-15 in the WAC. The associate head coach is Todd Lee. The assistants are Chris Crevalone and TJ Benson. Director of basketball operations is Luke De La Riva. The assistant director of basketball ops is Deathy Fell. The graduate assistant, Ash Arnett and Brendan Sabia. Time now to introduce you to Grand Canyon University.
Are we ready?
Here are your starting lineups brought to you by Canyon State Credit Union. Canyon State Credit Union committed to you. Dan Marley has these five: Dwayne Russell, Josh Braun, Darian Clark, Jared Martin, and Keontae Vernon.
Yeah, let's pop DC here. He's the 6'7", 235-pound piece of beef inside there. For Coach Marley's team is a USC grad player. He's got a lot of leadership qualities, and Coach Marley says he is looking for him to score that basketball more than he did a year ago at USC. So look for him to get a lot of turkeys early and often to try to get him going.
There you see Jared Martin going up against some of the top opponents defensively. Another great crowd here to begin the 2016-17 season. We'll see if Darian Clark steps in some capacity for Granny Glaze. Certainly was an offensive power underneath the boards for the Lopes a year ago. We'll be talking about some of the new faces as well. They're bringing a lot of excitement to the Lopes in their final year of probation before they're tournament eligible a year from now. Time now for Scott's Keys to the Game, brought to you by your Valley Hyundai dealers. For a limited time, every day is Black Friday. Shop buyhyundai.com today.
Yeah, these keys to the game are going to be more keys to the season this time, Barry. It's going to be an offensive ID. What style of offense will this year's Lopes team play? Will they go inside out, outside in? Will they run up tempo? Will they walk it up? How many threes are they going to shoot? Want to establish an identity right from the very beginning, and then Coach Marley don't dance. You don't play defense, good hard-nosed man-to-man for Coach Marley, you will sit on that line and sit next to him until you learn how to do. So you want the chain gang mentality out there. A lot of guys playing hard defense man-to-man, but helping your brother, being your brother's keeper when you're on the floor, and chemistry class. And I'm not talking about beakers and Bunsen burners here. I'm talking about developing that chemistry off the floor with one another, so it transcends onto the floor when you come together and against hostile arenas, on the road, facing adversity. You don't splinter, you don't crack, you stay together, one unit as a team with one common goal. That's what we want to see here from this class, this group of for the Lopes tonight. Bring that chemistry and develop it early.
The season about to tip off. Vernon over to Clark, leaves it for Russell. The fans will remain on their feet until the Lopes hit the first bucket. 0 here, Dwayne Russell. Back yet again from Peoria, Arizona. Josh Braun from Anthem. Jared Martin up high. Oh, Keontae couldn't put it down.
Oh, that's a play they love to do. They did that one a lot, that high handoff. And Grandy Glaze was so good at getting behind that defense and throwing that ball down. Coach Marley went right back to one of his signature plays. Look for that again in the second half to start the second half.
Gibbons over to Taylor. JR goes up off the glass, short rebound, pushed back in by Brandon Pasker from Sandy, Utah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Pasker was out on that perimeter. He worked himself back inside. GCU defenders did not pick him up. Offensive putback. Don't want to give this team second chance opportunities.
Driving in the paint, pushes back up high off the glass. Keontae Vernon has the first bucket.
Oh, Tays looking to be aggressive in this basketball game. I asked him what wrinkles he added to his game over the course of the offseason. He said a little mid-range jump shot, and you'll just have to be patient to find out what else I've added.
Payton drives baseline, pulls back up, finds its way in.
Yeah, you want to get outplayed man-to-man, get up tight on your player, but you don't want to get so tight that you get beat to the basket. Coach Marley won't be happy giving up 4 points inside early.
Martin slices in, pushes back out, Russell goes. Baseline, pops, doesn't drop, rebound. Clark, turnaround. That doesn't fall.
Oh, I like him getting on the glass, and you see how active he can be.
Foul underneath, looks like Clark on Pasker.
Yeah, Clark was kind of pouting a little bit on one end of the floor. He had that offensive rebound. He didn't get that little lefty hook to go. He jogged from free throw line to free throw line before he put on the Jets. Pastor was already down there receiving a pass and going to the basket. Pastor's awfully aggressive here early, being very active.
High up-tempo team, Dan Marley. Pasker, the junior from Sandy, Utah. Unsuccessful in the front end. Adams State Grizzlies from Alamosa, Colorado. Pulled down after missing Bo. Also walks the ball up. To his left, Braun. Beyond the arc. Keontae, top of the key. Moves to his right, stops, looking for Russell to free himself up. 10 on the shot clock. Moves to his right, drives. Underneath, Braun. Net.
Oh, the unselfish Lopes once again, making the extra pass, leading to the high percentage shot.
Sly inside to Pasker, he pulls back off the glass and in.
I'll tell you what, this kid's came to play here. Number 24 has got 6 early points.
Russell, long distance, misses. Fought after, belongs to the Grizzlies.
Excuse me, Pasker with 4 early points. He missed those 2 from the free throw line. Now look at this one here by Josh Brown. I love this one here. You get a pick to draw the defender, and then Josh Braun just right there working himself along that baseline. That's just an easy 2 points for that young man.
Umoriu goes off of him. Pushed out by Martin. It looks like it'll be the Grizzlies.
Martin is so good. We had a guy at the Phoenix Suns, actually back with the Phoenix Suns, named Jared Dudley. Said he had athletic hands because he was always active with his hands, stealing balls and getting deflections.
Slide, far side. Taylor. Back to Brandon Sly from LA. To his right. No room. Ooh, nice move on Russell. Up underneath. Oh! Big collision with Keontae Vernon. Very active of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that was a good little drive to the basket right there. And that time it was a good little spin move. I thought Keontae Vernon had gotten good position outside that restricted area. Let's just see if he takes that square in the chest. It looked like he did what they always say, ball don't lie.
Yeah.
Missed a free throw. That's one thing Keontae Vernon must improve upon this year. Staying out of foul trouble and being able to stay on the floor. Had a propensity last year to pick up too many cheap fouls.
Yeah. Adams State last year, 72% free throw percentage. Russell, Braun. Knocked away by Umoriu. Pick back up, Martin. Long. Moves to his right, bounce pass, Martin. Finds some room underneath. Clark trying to find the handle and drops it. First bucket as a low.
I thought Martin was going to go in there and try to smash that one himself. He is the most unselfish lope on this basketball club. Always willing to make the extra pass to get one of his buddies an even better shot.
Fly goes to his left. Doubled up. Oh, stepped out. Marley was right there to help with that call.
You think Coach Marley was coaching up with that double team over there? He likes the activity right now for this Lopes team. Just got to do a better job choking off the interior. Their pressure on the outside has been excellent.
Russell with some room underneath. Clark!
I'm going to let that breathe a little bit. I like this young man right here. Not a great free throw shooter, but boy, can he finish above the 10-foot mark.
He gets that close. Ooh, look at that. Martin with a hand in. Who's got it? Possession Lopes. Good defense there by Jared Martin.
That's why he was started. Coach Marley likes his activity on the defensive end and an unselfish play on the offensive end. Look at this one right here. Right underneath the outstretched arm there of Pasker. Finishes, and DC knows how to finish those around the hoop. Very nice job, and that one was from Martin fishing down low. This spoon feed, DC underneath.
7-6, Adams State on top. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you guys. I am joined now by Greg Newcomb, the men's and women's tennis coach here at GCU Arena. Well, you can feel the excitement in the air here, but there's a lot going on for your teams as well. First, take me through what it's been like to be on those brand new tennis courts out there, part of the 10 and 2 initiative here at GCU.
We're loving it. Yeah, we're totally excited to be part of that 10 and 2, and I'm so happy for our student athletes to be able to be on the court more and in the band less, and it's going to show in our results as well.
Yeah, it certainly does show in the results. What are some things that stand out for you so far this season and with your players?
The whole team, both men and women. That's one of the things that we've always done real well with over the years is have great team chemistry. The new players that we brought in with both teams, blending with the returners has been great.
Who are the players to keep an eye on when you're out there?
Again, it's really hard to single out anybody, but to get immediate results out of a freshman on our men's team, Lorenzo Fuscil from Italy. He won the Flight 1 singles tournament at San Diego State, which was a great result. On the women's side, we brought in a couple of freshmen as well, and they're playing well. Susie and Tatum are seniors. They've been in the finals of 3 straight doubles tournaments, won Long Beach State. Lana Rinaldi with a freshman. Amelia Ojibinti also won 2 doubles titles. So.
And you know you're doing something right when you're being able to recruit both internationally and nationally. So best of luck out there. Thank you so much.
Thanks
and we're taking a look at the schedule, so we know it's a big couple of weeks up for both teams.
All right. Yeah, it's a great schedule. We're looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg, for joining us. Again, this is Coach Greg, and he has been coaching the men's and women's team here at GC Arena. And you heard us talking about that 10 and 2 initiative, guys. That's 10 sports facilities here at GCU Arena in 2 years for all the student population to enjoy.
Remarkable, those new courts on the ever-expanding campus. Look fantastic, of course, in the beautiful shade of purple.
I got a chance to walk through the other day. I couldn't believe all the expansion, not just the athletic facilities, but everything else going up around on GCU. It's in just the 2 years I've been here sitting beside you, Barry, it seems like it's already doubled in size.
It definitely is well on its way. Officials, Mark Beasley, Randy Richardson, and Aaron Schlesinger.
Somebody throw the challenge flag. Why aren't we playing ball here? Let's go. I'm excited. I want to keep it moving.
Not sure. Russell taking his time. 10 on the shot clock. Finds a little bit of room, stops, pops, and drains it.
I'm not sure if that was
looked easy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was originally the great execution that they wanted coming out of the timeout. They had some kind of a cross going on underneath along the baseline. Russell didn't see like what he saw. He just called his big fella out to come set a high pick. He came out shooting.
Ropes on a 6-0 run. Dorsey threads the needle, pushes back out. Johnson doesn't drop for him. Pasker up over the top. Apparently out on the Lopes.
Yeah, you got to do a better job getting on that defensive glass. DC kind of had that in his hand and it squirted out. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. This is where GCU was very good defending baseline out of bounds plays last year.
Lopes back at it. Russell to his left. Braun pulls down, bounces back over to Russell, goes to his right. Quick bounce pass down the baseline. Back out to Martin, pulls down in the paint, up high, doesn't drop.
Mike Martin's ability to be able to put that ball on the floor. Didn't see him do a lot off the dribble last year. I thought he had the shot, he passed it up. He got just a shoulder pass the defender there, drew the foul.
Haley for the foul on the Grizzly. Russell eyed by Dorsey. Clark with his screen. Stop. Oh, quick pass. Piante can't pull it down. Picked away by Taylor.
They got a little too cute with that. That's when you want to use the power. No need to go to the other side of the basket against this smaller Adams State team.
Dorsey drives way up high. Clark. Braun. That's out. Vernon with the rebound. High off the glass and it goes.
Oh, pounding some glass underneath. Chewing a little bit. Second offensive rebound for this Lopes team. Keontae Vernon. Nice little jump hook down there.
Kerwin Smith, Oscar Freyer waiting at the scorer's table. Joined over there by Shaq Carr. Pasker, right hand, and it drops. How about Brandon Pasker?
Gotta choke off the middle. Hey, if you see an early theme here in his first few moments of the season, that's one thing Coach Marley's going to point to and say, choke off the middle.
Vernon lost the handle, but was fouled on the play by Kevin Dorsey.
They're doing a nice job, this GCU basketball team, with their interior passing. You've seen Russell a few times, Josh Braun. Martin spoon-feeding Vernon and DC down low. Look at this one by Pascal, though. That's just a good move. I don't know how he managed to finish that with his right hand, moving to his right. You would have thought he had to throw a little baby hook. I don't think Darian Clark wanted to get a foul on that after he was already beat, so he let Pascal go.
Keontae Vernon misses, 52% free throw shooter a year ago. So I mentioned Shaq Carr in the game, Kerwin Smith, and Oscar Freyer. Keontae hits the backhand of that. We'll be talking a lot about these new faces. Sweet move, and Oscar Freyer says not here. Hello, welcome to NCAA basketball, Oscar Freyer.
A little finger.
Whoa, three-pointer. Oh, it's too hard.
That's that adrenaline pump. He got up high off the floor, but he shot that one a little strong.
Oh, Dan Marley's excited about Oscar Freyer. Moreau Catholic High School, Oakland, California. Sweet bucket by Adams State. Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor with a nice move inside.
There. Ooh, pocket pick by Smith. Good move by Simon Walchek.
Let's go back to this one again by Oscar Freyer. Comes from the weak side. You want to talk about chain gang mentality defense. If your buddy gets beat, that's what you got to be on a string, coming over and helping out, erasing any type of mistakes that might be made.
Braun to his right. Pushes back out. Carr up high that drops. His first bucket as a low.
Oh, lightning quick from that three-point line to the basket. Easy 2 points as he laid it over the front of the rim.
Average 14.5 points per game at the University of Southern Idaho. Payton takes a hard hit.
Yeah, I think they got Shaq on that one, lowering his head right into the belly there. That's from here. From off the three-point line, he's at the rim, lickety split.
He's got wheels and can pass. His shoes are flashy too, I might add. Braun, back to Carr.
Oh, he traveled.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he got his feet moving a little too fast there. Didn't put the ball down on the floor, but very impressive.
Yep. Walchek Marked by Carr. To his right, inside, Gibbons. Fouled by Josh Braun.
Yeah, that's one that Josh Brown, a week from now or maybe 2 weeks from now, won't commit that foul. Just stay high, challenge the shot without committing the foul.
Timeout on the floor. 15-11. Lopes on top of the Grizzlies. Give it right here. You're watching GCU basketball.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light, so we can give our students the competitive edge they need to succeed. And now, GCU is leading in the areas of computer science and IT. We prepare students to meet the demands of the fastest growing industry through our innovative IT programs in our College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Using the latest real-world tools and an adaptive curriculum, GCU gives students the education they need today to excel in their careers tomorrow. Join the most inventive concept in education right now and position yourself for a future in the expanding world of IT. GCU offers fast-track options with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, systems architecture, and business analytics. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
Grand Canyon men's basketball is brought to you in part by Valley Hyundai dealers. For a limited time, every day is Black Friday. Shop by Hyundai.com today. And by Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. Back at GCU Arena, the campus of Grand Canyon University. Havoc seem to be in mid-season form already.
Yeah, they were walking in the building when I was coming in 2 hours before tip-off. They've been chomping at the bit to get back in here and get this place loud, rocking and rolling.
After this game, the Lopes travel to Duke for a game Saturday, November 12th, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Not booing GCU going to Duke, I'm just booing Duke.
Why would you boo Duke?
I'm a Carolina guy, 7 miles down the road.
Of course you are.
You know, that's
you allowed
big
in the
enough for the
camera?
both of us, Carolina and Duke. So I'm hoping GCU goes back there and just tattoos them. Might be tough. They are ranked number 1 in the country.
They are,
this year.
Where's North Carolina rated?
Oh, we're top 10.
Are you?
Absolutely. Lost a couple good players from last year, but cupboard's never bare in North Carolina.
I wouldn't think so. Gibbons misses. Jarrett's graduate from Corona del Sol High School in Tempe.
Local kid. Sure he's got some friends and family in the stands, huh? Missed them both, though. They're going to get on him about that later.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Pasker and Gibbons missed 2 free throws at the line there.
He's going to have a great rest of the year, though. Smith trying to back in on Caton turns, drop for Kerwin Smith.
I see Kerwin Smith 2 years ago when we saw him on the floor, would have went right through that kid's chest. Now he's got to get out to the outside of the frame, draw some contact so you can make that spin move, but not enough that you commit the foul.
Caton denied by Carr. Ooh.
I think that's going to be Shaq's second foul. Or maybe they got Vernon. They got Vernon on that one. He's the one who's got to worry about picking up fouls. Look at Kerwin Smith there, coding exactly what I thought. They didn't buy that flop there. Kerwin Smith dropping that little hook right up over the top. Only averaged, about 2.5 points a couple of years ago. Look for that number to double or triple this season.
Number 1, Fifi Edu is in the game for the Lopes. A freshman from Helsinki, Finland. Vernon checks out, Martin in.
I got a chance to watch this kid do in practice. Oh, Fifi can do. He's about 6'3". He's got about a 6'10" wingspan. Real good on-ball defender. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised as you see him and Russell in the game together a lot during the latter part of this season.
Fifi inside, Kerwin Smith. Backing in, turning. Foul underneath.
Kerwin Smith's been working on his one dribble drop step to the center of the floor. He's drawn a lot of contact down there. And if they were in the bonus, he'd be at the free throw line shooting some foul shots.
Shane Johnson called for the Grizzlies, who are just 2 of 8 from the free throw line.
There's a little miscommunication, a little early season rust there, trying to figure out that baseline out of bounds play. Because as good as defensively they were guarding the baseline out of bounds play, they were even better at scoring when they had the ball down underneath the basket.
Now the Grizzlies will inbound. Ethan Caton. Leaves for Walchuk. Trying to drive past Carr. And back to Darius Frayer trying to pick the pocket of Johnson. Moryu back out. Givens. 10 on the shot clock. Shane Johnson. Elaine, Texas. 5-4. Trying to move. Trying to find the handle. Goes left hand. Oh. Nice move, but it didn't drop.
Did Kerwin Smith get a finger on that ball? Did he stop that one from going inside?
Frayer gets his pocket picked. Givens taking it away. Long range shot way off the mark. Payton kicks back out. Walchuk driving. Goes left hand, draws the whistle.
Yeah, you got Oscar Freer out here reaching, not sliding his feet. Gave up the direct line to the basket. Puts a lot of pressure on the back line of your defense. Adams State, the Grizzlies have gone inside early and often the first half of this first half. And they got 6 points in the paint and drawn a number of other fouls. If they could have made those 4 free throws, it'd be right. This would be a tight ball game.
Jack Carr quickly his second personal foul. Off the front of the rim. Payton hits the hardwood hard. Martin has a little bit of room. He loses the handle. Teardrop wasn't pretty, but Shane Johnson puts it home.
They got to take care of that basketball. It's the only way this Grizzlies team can even keep it close. If they can get to the foul line, create turnovers, get some easy points off of those turnovers.
Carr doesn't go, pestered by Simon Walchuk.
You see some opening night jitters here, getting a lot of high percentage shots that would generally fall.
Wayne Russell over at the scorer's table. Driving, and the kickback by Brian Moryu. Flat-footed are the Lopes.
I'll tell you what, between him and Pascal, they're doing a number getting on that offensive glass.
Well, Marley's seen enough. Josh Braun's going to join Russell at this table. Martin driving baseline.
Travel.
He traveled. Wow.
Martin's got to learn to take that three-point shot. He's got a good shot. He's just reluctant to shoot it. And look at this one here by Moryu. Anytime you get that pressure, people got to come over to help. You stand around watching on the outs, on the weak side. You can watch somebody putting it on your neck. Coming in from the outside, slamming that ball was Moryu.
The Grizzlies on a 6-0 run of their own. Tied at 17. Johnson down low, eyed by Braun. Looking back out front. Moryu, top of the key to his right. Looking inside. Tasker. Turn around. Short. Loses the handle. Did Fifi up high. That's short. Touchback, not there. Tasker, a sea of green underneath the bucket. Boy, oh boy.
Oh, 3-second violation. Lopes
all day.
Dodged the bullet. You had 2 little guys trying to guard 2 big trees underneath. And DC and Tay back here watching the action. They got to run back in transition. No way they should be tired this early in the season, right, Barry?
I hope not.
I know Coach Marley's not going to put up with that for very long.
Russell. Pascal called for the foul. Pascal's going to come out. Groten in. Inbound Braun. A Piper. Woo! Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. He wants a timeout, Marley. Could have predicted that. Boy, oh boy, you're going to feel the pain over there and when they sit down.
Yeah, you know, he's going to give it to his team, but he's going to realize, hey, like we talked about, opening night jitters or trying to be a little too unselfish, maybe trying to do too much at sometimes, create some turnovers, just get out pressure, maybe a little too far from the basket, not knowing how to judge the distance of the player than which you're guarding or giving up some easy buckets inside.
Send it over to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, I know we're seeing a little jitters. It is the first game of the season after all, but you got to remember last year the Lopes established themselves here at GCU Arena with 18 wins. And look at the season they have ahead. It's not going to be easy, but as we talked to Brian Mueller earlier on the Lopes pregame show, he reminded us all that if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So you're going up against, it's choked up about the schedule. Going up against greats like Duke, but you got to look at who's coming into town. Louisville, San Diego State. I know that, Scott, you have a lot on the line with that game. Some friends and a friendly rivalry there. And you better believe you're going to feel the excitement here in the arena for those big games.
I got that one circled. I got my buddies. I won myself a little bet last year when we were down in San Diego State and took care of business. And now they got to come here. I look for the Lopes to take care of business again. Oh, sloppy outlet pass.
Wow, Clark gets picked off by Gibbons.
Coach Marley, he's laughing to himself over there because he called that timeout to tell his team, hey, stop being careless with the basketball. Then you get a good stop defensively, and you don't check the outlet lane there and get a silly turnover that leads to a foul the other way. So he had a little chuckle to himself.
Was that what that was? Chuckle?
Yeah, something like that. He's sitting down now. I think he's probably fuming underneath the collar a little bit right now.
They were more solid at the free throw line, as you mentioned earlier. They are in an 8-0 run, are the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies just 5 of 12 from the free throw line. They got a 2-point lead in this game. Are you kidding me?
Clark out. Russell takes advantage. Up high off the glass and in.
No more. Wade Russell, get him back in the game. Good things happen. Nice high pick and roll. He's so good moving that ball from the left side of the floor to the right to the bucket.
Long range shot. Clark pulls down the rebound.
Hey, deep three that time by you. I don't know if that's the one Coach Cat wanted.
Russell fouled underneath by Shane Johnson.
Look at this one by Russell. See, this is just a big screen there by Clark. He just takes that thing, lickety split. Quick change, left to right, easy two.
Black preseason poll, of course, out for the Lopes this season, and they finished in the coaches and the players poll second overall in the conference, coming off a great season. 18-2 on their home court, 27-7 overall.
Well, I like that. I like the dominance right here at home. And a couple of those games that they lost, they were kind of to opponents that they probably should have been. It wasn't like they lost to New Mexico State. They lost to Seattle U by a couple points in a heartbreaker. But establishing that home court has been something that's been very good for this Lopes basketball team. And they listen to Coach Mueller. He wants to be a top 25 team. Not a mid-major top 25 team, but a top 25 team like a Gonzaga is amongst the mid-majors year in and year out. That's what they're looking to build upon here. So that's why you play at Duke, you play at Penn State, you go down to Arizona, you bring Louisville in here. Now you start recruiting these kids that say, I want to play against those type of squads. Yep. And now you don't have to deal with that probation anymore. They got their first Division I win last year. That's going to add a little bit more of a boost. This program is now on the map, Barry.
No doubt about it. And you've got to have quality players committed to the program. And one of them is Zero the Hero, Dwayne Russell. From Peoria, Arizona.
Dwayne Russell, I just can't sing this kid's praises enough. He's just very unselfish when he's out there on the floor. You can see all the dishes he's spoon-feeding his bigs last night. And you want the big guys that set picks for you? Give them some easy buckets underneath. They'll be willing to come out there 20 feet away from the basket, set you a high pick and roll. You can go down there and do your damage inside amongst the trees.
Dwayne Russell led the team in assists, 182 assists last year, 5.4 per game. Averaged a tick under 10 points per game. Started 33 of 34 games.
This is kind of like a bonus year for him. Remember, there was some question last year whether or not he would be able to come back for another season. And although he will have to sit out the first 2 games of the basketball season, Coach Marley's ecstatic to have him back out there wearing that white jersey.
Duke and Penn State, he will not be able to play. Drops out. Wayne was a 69% free throw shooter a year ago.
I wonder if that's going to come up now. He has settled in a little bit more, a little bit more confidence and experience from the free throw line. I'd like to see that bump up over 75, 70, 78% this season. Look at that steal.
Picked off. Fifi Adu.
This is what I like. I want to see Adu and Russell on the floor tonight. I'm glad we got to see that here in this first half of this basketball game.
Inside, Vernon, bounce pass, picked off.
Vernon just a little late with that backdoor play. You got to slip that one down there. Got to hit that man cutting back door.
Givens to Johnson. He's picked off by Vernon. Vernon driving, loses the handle. Oh, back and forth it goes.
I'm laughing to myself right now like Coach Marley was laughing, because while I was talking to Vernon over here courtside, he said he added a little bit to be able to take the ball off the glass and put it on the floor. And I said, oh, they're going to let you do that this year? He said, I think so. I said, well, if you don't turn the ball over, I'm sure he won't stop you. But he turned it over in the first half.
And he stopped him. Garrett Martin on the court.
Coach Marley is he's gonna put a kibosh on that one if Vernon keeps turning that basketball open in the mid-floor like that.
3 personal fouls on Deontay Vernon. They are Taylor from Salt Lake City at the free throw line.
Hincher at the free throw line. Every time these Grizzlies step to the line, they either come up empty or that was a high bounce off the front of the rim and then the back of the rim. So they're up to now 6 of 13 from the line. Chance to get to 50% with a make here.
Jacoby Gillette in for Shane Johnson. Buck pulls it down. Russell drives to his right. Long shot over to Frayer, long distance short. Active on the ball, but it'll belong to the Grizzlies. Roten out. Tasker back in for Adams State. Brandon Slide making his way up. Russell locked in on the basketball. Tasker comes out, gives him a little bit of room. But Russell diving, active on the ball. Belonging to Adams State. Just doesn't stop.
Yeah, I like that one there because he played that one exactly right. Even though he's probably not a great three-point shooter, see the way he fights over the top of that screen and keeps coming? It just, the guy with the basketball there on that particular play, who it was, but lost track of Russell. He's coming from behind, tipping that basketball away.
Slide. Asking Taylor to come out. Driving, he drives over Jared Martin.
Yeah, Jared Martin, he moves his feet really well. Stayed right in front of that driving, attacking player there and picks up the foul on Slide. Look at that, just right there, just takes it square to the chest. Now you could be moving, say, well, his feet weren't set. But you could be moving if the player's moving into you, as long as you kick that collision square in the chest.
11-6 turnovers. Lopes.
Oh, that's going to be free throws there.
Yep.
Good job that time. Was that Clark? Yeah, Clark working the weak side board there. Pinned the Adams State player up underneath the basket. This is one of my favorite moves right here. You get that guy, you root him down underneath that basket. He's looking up through the rim. You got him did the rights. That ball comes off on the weak side like that. Easy opportunity for an offensive.
Clark gets run into.
Clark didn't like that.
No, he did not.
Adams State players are coached to get after that free throw shooter, get your body into that free throw shooter so he can't get the ball. I know Clark shoots under 50%. They must be doing their homework.
6.7 boards for Darian Clark.
What a come out from your debut now. Go get yourself a double-double, young man.
Fly. Leaving it there for Gillette. Bounce pass. Almost picked off by Frayer, but back into the hands of Givens. and he puts it home.
Oh, that was great defense. A fortuitous bounce that time for the Grizzlies led to an easy bucket, but it was a wonderful job that time, a man-to-man defense, keeping them on the outside. Lucky bounce there, and we're still knotted up here at 22.
Russell wants three, and he gets it!
Dwayne Russell set the table for everybody else, and now he's looking at the bucket offensively for himself. He got himself 8 points in his first half.
Russell called for the foul, got a little pumped up after the three.
Look at this one here. Does he go underneath that screen? Can't go under that screen. Dwayne Russell's going to knock that down. You'll see that on the other end there. Russell's taught to fight over the top of that screen, run that player off that three-point line.
42% from the arc a year ago was Russell. Brandon Sly on Russell over to Josh Braun. Back to Smith. Josh has been somewhat quiet here in the opening half. Russell driving into the paint up, and it falls.
Oh, this senior's taking over now. He said, okay, enough with this, letting everybody else have some fun. I want to get to the scoring action here. Got himself in double figures with 10 points.
Travel on you, more you.
There it is. Once you get them out there, knocking down threes, now they're coming out a little too far. Underestimate his quicks. Got to the bucket.
Russell has 10 points and 2 assists. Oh, Frere gives it up to Gillette. Short. Frere punches it out, back into the hands of Sly. Back out to Givens. Givens. Frere knocked it behind and goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to Adam State.
Yeah, ASU basketball underneath here, but that's one thing that GCU's going to have to do a better job. Take care of the basketball. We got 11 turnovers here in the first half. It's about 6-2 men.
Sly. Three-pointer. Short. Morton to Russell. Ron for three. Bam!
Seniors.
Driving and sweet move by Martin. Gets up after taking a pounding by Umoriu.
I looked up at about the 4:30 mark and said this is generally the point last year on this home floor where GCU takes command of momentum going into the halftime locker room, doing it again tonight.
8-point lead by the Lopes. Just under 4 minutes to go. They're on an 8-0 run. Keep it right here.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening. Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
Inside GCU Arena as the Lopes tip off their season here with their home opener. They have a lead to just under 4 minutes to go, 30-22 over Adams State. Well, as you can tell, the Havocs, they are in mid-season form here for this first game of the season. But the excitement started long before tonight's tip-off. That's right. Back just 1 month ago on October 7th, it was Midnight Madness here at GCU Arena in front of a packed house. The GCU campus celebrated the apocalypse. Yeah, you get the play on words there. Well, let's just say it was a night to remember. The students, they brought the spirit. The players, they brought the excitement and just what the future may hold. But this is the guy who stole the show. That's right, Dan Marley, riding in almost Terminator style, if you will, on the motorcycle, firing up this crowd. Guys, we thought it was crazy when the Lopes beat New Mexico State here and Dan Marley was amongst the crew that crashed the court. But when you look at video like that, he might have topped himself. I can only wonder what the season ahead holds for us here at GCU Arena.
Midnight Madness just gets better and better every year.
I see Marley on a Harley.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ripped his shirt off.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Has he still got the six-pack abs? Not so much?
Not so much. Russell. Driving, underhand. Oh, it doesn't go. Rebound battled after Kerwin Smith, though. No doubt about it.
Kerwin Smith, that's where I want to see him live. Crash that offensive glass, get all you can eat, 5-0 boards and a big putback for Kerwin Smith.
I know we've got some. Oh, picked up by Russell. Up and in. Dwayne Russell, the Lopes on a 12-0 run.
And Russell's got 12 points on 4-7 shooting.
Timeout. Grizzlies.
Couldn't get the ball in. Martin with one-man press back there. Look at this one here by Kerwin Smith. I love that right there. You get the rebound, chin it to your chest right there. Don't bring it down low, and then you take your time, gather, go up strong, and finish at the 10-foot mark.
Send it back over to Kate.
Well, guys, we're talking to Wayne Russell, and this may be the first game of the season, but he was already grabbing honors before the season began with all WAC honors. He was named to the second team, and his teammate Josh Braun was named to the first team on the Coaches Bowl. You'll remember now, Braun is entering his third year of play, and he's making a name for himself around the Valley and the league. People certainly know Braun. After all, he's earned the nickname the Mayor. And the junior continues to lead by example in the classroom. Last year he had a 3.83 GPA, which grabbed a lot of awards outside the classroom as well. And guys, this offseason he had surgery on both his ankle and knee. So not as many points as we're used to seeing next to his name so far in the first half, but he assured me he is ready to go for the season. And if nothing else, his attitude out there definitely steps the game up for the Lopes.
GPA is just under my GPA when I was in college.
Pardon me? Really?
Yeah, my geology class.
Very active are the Grizzlies. The three-pointer does not fall for Brandon Sly. Jared Martin playing with a little bit of a temper. Kerwin Smith.
What a dish. What a find underneath by Russell. A 30-foot shovel pass. A strike right underneath Kerwin Smith. Finishing high and hard.
Moria drives up high, swatted away by Oscar Freire.
I don't know about that one. I thought Freire, he might have got it with the lower part of the body. I'm going to start riding officials this early in the season, but boy, that was all ball up top. Look at this one here. There's a rifle, one-hand pass off the dribble, no look style. Kerwin Smith taking it, finishing it hard.
I think he gave it a foul to Jared Martin. Moria connects, senior from Dallas, Texas. Player takes a seat. Couple of players coming in for Adams State. One player we haven't seen here for the Lopes is Matt Jackson, and scan the bench over there, we don't see him as well. Matt had an epidural in his back on Monday. Thought it was going to be able to recover quickly and come back, and all indications were that he was actually probably going to start tonight. So that's something we'll need to follow.
Well, you don't want to start messing with those backs early in the season. Better to rest it now than have it nag you all season long. But I really like watching Matt Jackson at Kraken. Added about 15 pounds of muscle. A lot more aggressive, stronger underneath.
Wolchek driving, Martin there, and draws the foul.
And Jared Martin again. He's taken 2 charges already in this first half. He thought he was going to be able to get a third, but does a good job moving his feet nonetheless. I don't think Coach Marley would be disappointed in that foul at all. He's trying to play that hard-nosed defense. Going back to Matt Jackson, those 15 pounds of muscle that I say he added, all in the upper body, you know, through the shoulders and chest.
Let's send it over to Kate.
Well, guys, you never want to hear this when it comes to one of your strong players with Matt Jackson, but he has been battling chronic back spasms, and tonight that is more of the same going on for him. He's out right now, those back spasms bothering him. He's sitting on the trainer's table. His face, I think, says it all. Looking like a lost puppy almost. He wants to be out there with his team, but you hope sitting him and taking a little break, it can turn things around for the next game.
Definitely need him.
Talk about taking a break. Kerwin Smith the whole year off, and he's trying to make up for it in the first half tonight.
Hoop and a arm.
He's a one-man wrecking crew underneath that basket.
Amazing to see his development. Just playing with more confidence. 2 seasons ago, he just seemed a little lost out there, but man, he seems like he just feels like he belongs.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if he was going to make those free throws. I didn't want to say anything because in the scrimmage I saw last Saturday, he calmly went to the line and sank 2 free throws like it was no big thing. His freshman year, you could see his knees shaking when he was at the free throw line.
Guarding Pasker on that. Pushed out. Grizzlies to inbound.
This thing was knotted up at 22. We're like, what's going on out here? All of a sudden, GCU turned up the screws and they're taking care of the basketball, pounding them inside. They're knocking down threes. Bust this thing up to a 13-point advantage to stop here. Get the final shot of the half. Maybe take a 15-point lead going to the locker room.
Inside, turnaround, Umoriu, not there. Picked up by Adu. Leaves to Russell. Baseline, Adu. Too hard. Brings it up, Shane Johnson.
That's freshman jitters right there.
Up high, rebound. Loose ball, runs on the floor. Leaves it for Adu, Martin. Head scratcher. Slide. Pulls back.
About a 3.5-second differential between shot clock and game clock, so they might run this one down to try to get the final shot of the half.
Pasker takes the feed inside. Umoriu sneaking in past Adu.
Freshman got caught ball watching.
Yeah.
That's something you do down at the junior high and high school level. Coach Marley won't have stand for that much. He does a job getting them back in the play there, but you can see right there, a lot of body, lower body contact. Moore is going to the line.
69% free throw shooter a year ago, one of 2 returners for the Grizzlies.
Got himself 6 points here in the first half. Now 7. He only averaged 7 last year or so. This is another player probably like Kerwin Smith looking to double or triple his scoring output from a year ago.
Kate will chat with Dan Marley at the end of this first half. Stick around for that.
I wonder how that talk's going to go.
I'm sure it'll be pleasant. Russell, too heavy. Pasker. At the buzzer. 39-28 is your halftime score as the Lopes open up an 11-point lead at the half.
Yeah, started a little shaky, but finished strong.
Kate Longworth with the head coach, Dan Marley.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. We'll get to this game specifically, but for you to walk out tonight in front of a packed house knowing that the new season has been tipped off officially, what's that mean to you in this program in the year ahead?
You know, it's great. It's been like this, and it just continues to get better. We got the greatest student section in the country. It means a lot to everybody, and you can't even explain how nice it is to come out here and have this kind of support. You saw it in Midnight Madness. Now in the exhibition season to have a crowd like this, we're very lucky.
Now we were just showing some of that great footage of you from Midnight Madness, but now turning gears to tonight's game. The team off to a little bit of a rocky start. You think that might happen with first game jitters, but down the stretch, bringing it on strong. What will be your message at the break?
Not very good. Nothing was very good. I think our energy, I don't know if we're nervous. You know, our freshmen look like freshmen. But I expect it. I mean, it's our first game. It's going to be a long road for us. We got a lot of new guys, so we just got to get better and keep learning and have a better second half.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Coach. All right, you heard it, guys. I think you were kind of expecting that. Dan Marley, he's one of perfection, wanting that from his team, but it is the first half of the very first game of the new season, so maybe it'll give him a little room for improvement.
A little bit of slack, 11-point lead. We are at the half. We'll continue with more of our halftime festivities from GCU Arena. After we take this timeout, the Lopes have opened up the 2016-17 season, and they lead by 11 over Adams State.
Our company's Comfortpedic Inc. We're a local mattress company here. It's a small family business that my dad started. Now we are providing the dorm mattresses to the most recent dorms here at GCU. One of my professors, he was a professor for my junior year, Paul Waterman, he was the one that started everything. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. I came up with a short presentation, a very quick business pitch. I presented Dr. Gibb with my company history, and he loved it. So first we started with the hotel mattresses. Brett Courtwhite was very helpful, and everything ran smoothly. From there, we began with the dorm mattresses. We asked them what exactly they were looking for in a dorm mattress, and that's when we started to come up with a prototype. We brought in one of the mattresses that GCU currently has. We opened it up. We saw where they needed improvement and what we could do best to maximize a better prototype. And we came up with the mattresses that we have now, and after that everything ran pretty smoothly, thankfully. You can see the community thriving along with GCU, and just the fact that GCU was willing to buy locally from a company that's only 10 minutes away, you can tell that they really want the community to grow with them. I'm very proud to say I'm a Lope, and I tell it to everyone, go to GCU, Lopes up. I'm very, very proud.
Welcome back inside GCU Arena, where the Lopes have the lead at halftime, 39-28 over the Adams State Grizzlies. I'm Kate Longworth here at halftime. It is the first game of the season for the GCU Lopes, and the Havoc, they showed up in full effect. The team out there finishing up with a strong effort to take the lead into the break. And now here to talk more about GCU athletics is Mike Vaught. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and check in on all going on with GCU sports. So first, let's talk about this 10 in 2 initiative. In the next 2 years, 10 new sports facilities. We're already seeing them pop up all over campus. What's the goal behind this?
Well, it's a 10 in 2 initiative, and what we're doing is trying to build out our department to Division I standard. So we got to thinking about how many facilities we'd built, and we have about 6 of those done. And I don't know of a school that's ever done that many in 2 years. So it shows a great commitment from our university, for our student athletes, and as well for our fans, so they have great venues to go and watch our events.
Right, and you're obviously the president of athletics here at GCU, so you know what this means to the students here and the recruitment. But it also means so much to the whole population here, because all students are able to enjoy these new facilities. The community is able to. How is this just putting GCU on a bigger map? We're talking new tennis courts already. The field's being laid for softball. We saw the amazing soccer stadium, a new practice arena. The list goes on.
Yeah, well, the soccer stadium's incredible. First game, we had over 6,000 people out there. So, it really builds community, and that's something we're proud of here at GCU, is the community feel and bringing the neighborhood in as part of this deal. So, with new softball, baseball coming online, in this arena, I can't hardly hear what you're saying tonight. It's so loud in here. It's incredible.
Well, and now we can practice these interviews because you have a practice arena even going on, right?
Yeah, that's right. That should be done in January, and that's going to open up a lot of space for our students over in the rec center to have new workouts areas for the students. So we're excited about that for the whole student body.
And I think, like you said, we saw it with soccer, how a packed house and how great facilities make the athletes feel. They step up their game. The golf course, that was phenomenal to begin with. Now new practice areas there. The golf team did really well this season. What stands out to you from this season?
Yeah, we're really excited about the golf course. That's another thing to help rebuild the community, create jobs as part of President Mueller's vision. But it also helps on the NCAA side from a recruiting standpoint, having great facilities to offer our student athletes. So we're excited about our golf season for our men's and women's programs both this year.
And I know when GCU was making that transition to Division I NCAA play, you guys were counting down the days. Now you enter that final year of probation. What does that mean, especially here in the arena? Next year, this team is tournament eligible.
Yeah, we're in the final 8 months, so...
Not that you're counting, right?
Oh, yeah, and we've only been here 2 years. There's a lot of people that's been working this for 4 years. So thanks to everyone at the university, a lot of time and effort was put in by a lot of people the last 4 years. So we just kind of caught the tail end of it. We're excited to finish it out, and really excited for our student athletes and our fans to be able to have an opportunity to play in the postseason in a year.
Thank you very much. Until the postseason next year, they're going for the WAC this season for sure. Thank you so much, Mike Bott, for joining us here to talk everything when it comes to GCU athletics. It is the first game of the season for the Lopes. The new season is underway, and the Lopes putting it in great style here with a 39-28 lead over Adams State. Right after this, Barry and Scott will be back with highlights, stats, and much, much more. Sit tight. It's NCAA basketball here on Fox 7 Arizona.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges, on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT. At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty and student advisors. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Back live at GCU Arena, the Lopes on top of the Grizzlies, 39-28. Barry Butel alongside Scott Williams. So glad you could join us for this lid lifter on the 2016-17 season. Well, it started a little bit tight, little jittery, tied at 22, and then they opened it up.
Too many turnovers. 13
right.
turnovers in that first half's not going to get it done. Coach Marley won't be happy about that. But early season jitters. Heck, I saw the pros, the Phoenix Suns, they turned it over 15 times and a half. So let's cut them some slack here in the early going.
Well, let's take a look at our Hyundai halftime highlights and stats. Shop buyhyundai.com today. We begin with Keontae Vernon.
Keontae Vernon working that offensive glass, doing a nice job underneath. He's got 6 points. I like DC. His ability to be able to attack the rack is going to be something the Lopes will need all season long. How about Pastor? He came out in this one, was very aggressive early, got 4 points on the early inside, and a prayer with the big block. This is what I want to see. Kerwin Smith doing some damage underneath. He had himself a nice half, 6 points. Big one of the 13 turnovers that we saw. He got an easy points opportunities off of those turnovers. Second chance opportunities there by Umore. You slamming that one down the back of Prayer's neck as he got caught ball watching that one. Then Russell took over. Part of that 12-0 run, he was wonderful inside and out. Josh Braun, he wanted part of the party. He knocked one down from the outside and then go back to Kerwin Smith. A blazer underneath from Russell, and Kerwin Smith finishes over the top. You gotta love the defense, 26% shooting. You don't like the fact that they got to the free throw line 21 times. You only got there 7 times, and we talked about the turnovers. We don't need to talk about those anymore.
Yep. 12 of 21 from the free throw line. They definitely have to clean it up a little bit here before they travel out on the road for an extended road trip as they travel to Duke, Penn State, and then over to Connecticut to take on Albany and Marist.
Yeah, it'll be a tough road trip, 4-game roadie, and like I said, you got to build that chemistry. Starts here on the floor tonight.
Definitely, you see it from Josh Braun and Dwayne Russell leading the way here in this opening half. We'll see what the second half looks like when we return to GCU Arena. The Lopes on top by 11. Back with more after this timeout.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back inside GCU Arena, where it is halftime, and the Lopes have taken a lead to the break, 39-28 over Adams State. Well, they had 27 wins last year. That was the most in the season since turning Division I, and they were second in the WAC for the second straight season, and they were the only team to beat New Mexico State in conference play last season. So really, are you that surprised when you look here at the men's mid-major college insider poll and you see GCU coming in there at number 23. You're looking here at the top 10. Gonzaga at the top, but I'm still trying to look in there. Where is New Mexico State? We haven't seen them yet. Oh, wait. They come after. That's right. They come after Grand Canyon, guys. Grand Canyon here at 23. The Aggies at 24. I'm already in game one trying to stir the pot here a little. But hey, we know what these Lopes are after this year. We saw before the game, Dwayne Russell, Josh Braun, they said it's easy. There's one goal this season, and that is to take the WAC title. And we've known in the past it goes through New Mexico State, but perhaps this year it goes right here to GCU Arena.
Yeah, I think CSU Bakersfield also will have a say after they come off of that WAC title. And without Ali Ahmed, who did go after Grandy Blaze in the NBA D-League, right? But let's take a look at our leading scorer.
Yeah,
rolling out the trash talk, aren't we?
You know, you really, I guess I was stirring that pot up early. I know Coach Marley wants you fired. I love with Dwayne Russell. He led the way with 12 points. Kerwin Smith was absolutely fantastic. He had 9. Darian Clark, he had 6, but also a strong 8 rebounds in that first half as well as he shooting last.
Adams State also looked sharp early on in this opening half. Brandon Pasker with 6. Brian Umoryu also with 6, and Jared Givens chipped in 4 as Russ Caton's Grizzlies squad coming in obviously pumped up, playing in front of this capacity crowd at GCU Arena. Speaking of GCU Arena, be sure to get your GCU men's basketball tickets right now. Season and single game tickets on sale. Great non-conference games such as Louisville, San Diego State. Great WAC conference matchup against New Mexico State. CSU Bakersfield are on the schedule. You can reserve your tickets now by contacting the GCU box office at 602-639-8979 or simply log on to lopestickets.com.
I just got mine. Hey,
you got them to hand delivered.
Just hand delivered them right to me courtside about 5 minutes before we came back on the air. I'll tell you what, those people are going to call now because I used to have seats in the front row back there.
Yeah.
Now I got to be back up over here.
You snooze, you lose.
They said, hey, they're selling those season tickets. You want the freebies, you're going to have to go upstairs, Williams.
Reed getting his New Mexico State and Bakersfield tickets today. Our producer. What is this place going to be like for Louisville and San Diego State?
It's going to be off the chain.
Oh, my.
I think the Lopes will be here about, the Havocs will be here.
Camping out.
3 hours before game time, partying out on the lawn. It's going to be a spectacular place to be. I tell all my friends, I travel around. I was over at Don and Charlie's today doing some work over there. I was telling the guy, you got to go see a game at GCU Arena. You come see the Fun Factory. The ASU guys said, no. Get ASU. You come over here at GCU. Great, that Wells Fargo Arena's got nothing. What they're doing over here. It's in the heart of Phoenix.
I'm thinking for Louisville, San Diego State, we might see some additional media. Come on out.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Take it in.
That'd be fun. I'm interested to see how GCU comes out of the locker room. Came out of the locker room a little shaky in that first half. Let's see if some of that rust, opening jitters has worn off here, and then Skin can come out here and build upon that 17-6 run they had to end the half.
Caton turns for the Grizzlies, leaves for Brandon Slide. And by Russell. Oscar frees him up a little, and he drains the three.
Nice little move. Left-handed player going to his right there and knocked that one down.
Russell. Crowd remains on its feet, waiting for that Lopes bucket. Clark sets him down.
Well, that's just so easy. That's just great execution right there. They tried the high handoff to start the first half. This time they went underneath and got another easy bucket opportunity down low. Don't know what they call it on that one. Oh, they got Clark again.
Away from it, his third personal foul.
Look at this one more time. It's just an easy little play there. Swing it to the wing. Martin's so good at moving that basketball with the extra pass.
Umoriu short, picked up by Vernon. He brings it up. Martin, three. Long. Yikes.
Well, that's the no hesitation three I want to see the young man take, but I'd like to see him, knock him down and at least catch some of the rims. One of his teammates will have a chance to get on that offensive glass. Nothing wrong with being aggressive.
Inside, Braun active. Casket, leaves back door. Sweet move there by Ethan Caton.
Yeah, son of a coach down there working on the base, but another turnover.
Yikes.
Another offensive rebound.
Slide.
I'll tell you, these Grizzlies, they're going to go quietly into the night.
Coach doesn't like to see that after obviously addressing the first half.
Yeah, they got Kerwin Smith off the bench here, and not even a minute and a half's gone by in the second half.
Vernon trying to get it away from Pasker. Turns. Good work by Keontae Vernon. Pasker travels.
That's where you want to see Keontae Vernon improve this year. Moving his feet, not reaching, not bodying with the upper body, using his feet to play defense.
Vernon will sit down, and you mentioned Kerwin Smith in the game. Marley not afraid to put him back in after a pretty good opening half.
That's why I tell you, Coach Marley doesn't dance. If you can't play defense, can't rebound, can't take care of the basketball, you'll sit next to him.
Martin for three. Bam!
Kid's got too good of a shot not to shoot it. I tell my son all the time, you got a nice shot, son, but you got to have confidence and shoot it. That's what Martin's got to find this year. His confidence and his ability to knock down shots.
Fly on the near side. Kick back out. Jared Gibbons. Far side. Caton comes back out front. Umoriu drives. Baseline stops. Up high. Short. Foul. Martin called his third.
Yeah, one more time here. That's just kind of a misdirection play, if you can call it that. Come off that screen, circle a perimeter player back behind that arc. Russell does a great job distributing that basketball. He passes that basketball where a guy can catch and shoot or do something with it, put it on the floor and drive. Very accurate passing.
Went to the line 21 times in the opening half. Grizzlies back there again, and Martin checks out. Frayer in. Point halftime lead, now down to 9 for the Lopes. Russell looking for a seam.
He's just too quick to the basket right there. They're not going to give a continuation there? Oh, I think he got robbed in the NBA. He'd be shooting one free throw and getting the and one there. Anyway, Russell, look how quick he is to the basket. They're going to say he got the hand check on the perimeter before he got the shot up.
Inbound. Smith. Putting it into the hands of Dwayne Russell.
I was thinking Matt Jackson's praise for putting on some extra weight. Looks like Kerwin Smith put on some weight from his freshman year.
A bit. Josh Braun puts it in. Josh Braun.
Yeah, you know, Josh Braun's not going to be quiet for too long. Just 5 points in that first half. Comes out firing here in the second half. 3 of 4 shooting.
Back out, Umoriu. Up high, and he puts it in. Oh, Umoriu looking sharp here, second half.
Got 10 points now. First Grizzly in double-figure scoring.
Also odd by Sly. To his left. Far side, too far. Frere was coming back out front.
That's going to be one of those that's going to take a little time to communicate that. Russell's going to want players in certain positions. I think Ryan Marley was very good at working himself deep into the corners, spreading that defense out. Frere and Russell will get on the same page. That will just be a thing of beauty down the road.
Peyton, bounce pass into Umoriu, and he's fouled by Frere.
Third team foul on GCU, so already racking up the fouls once again here. Got to learn to play without fouling. You want to play, you know, major college basketball. And they got some major college basketball teams coming up. Did I tell you that 4 teams in their first 10 games that are ranked in the top 30 in the country?
They're well aware of that. Caton, far side, drives in, pushes back out. Jared Gibbons.
That's going to be Clark's fourth. You have to get him back out of the game. Keontae Vernon, yeah, he's quick up off the bench. Coach Marley's going to get a sub here. One more foul, and he's done for the rest of the night.
Vernon back in. Clark sits down with 4. Umoriu. Eyed Pasker. Oh, mercy me. Kerwin Smith all over Pasker. Not playing real smart right here. Pasker. Umoriu. Eyed by Frere. Pushes back out. Johnson. Umoriu driving, paint, underneath, up high, misses. Pasker going after. Out of bounds. Still Adams State basketball. Timeout on the floor.
Saying we're having...
(46-37), the second half, not out to a good start for the Lopes. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
Thank you, guys. I am joined by senior tennis stars Susie Backlady and Adrian Margarita. And guys, thanks so much for being here. And first, let's talk about tomorrow. It's the GCU Invitational for the women's tennis team. What are you focused on heading into this weekend's action?
Yeah, we're super excited to host our first tournament of the season, and we're excited for people to come out and watch. Now that we have courts on campus, everybody's a Lope, so Lope's up.
Nice. And Adrian, we've been talking throughout this broadcast about some of the amazing new facilities here throughout campus. What does it mean to you? Next week you guys will have the men's invitational, but just to be practicing and taking the court on these brand new state-of-the-art tennis courts.
Well, I think it's awesome to have courts on campus. We're going to have the entire campus be way more involved with us. So we're going to have way more fans than we used to have these past years. So I think it's great. I mean, no complaints at all.
And I got a chance to talk with Coach Grudem, and he told me how what really stands out to him this year with both the men's and women's team is the chemistry you guys have out there. So many people think tennis is an individual sport, but it's really a team sport. How does that hold true for the women's team?
It does, because you're all centrally located into one area, so we feed off of not just the energy, but the spirit of the team. So everybody delivers at once.
And Coach told me, Adrian, you're kind of the catalyst behind this chemistry. You spark the team coming together. How do you do that, and what pride do you take in that leadership?
Well, these past years I've been helped a lot from the seniors, juniors on my team. So I guess I kind of want to be an example for my teammates the way I got examples to follow in these past years. And yeah, that'll be it.
All right, and for you guys tonight to be out here for the basketball program, just take me through the chemistry that extends beyond just the tennis team. It's clear that various athletic sports, you guys are all out there, the athletes supporting each other.
Yeah, we all contribute and try to support one another. The tennis team here is, maybe the baseball team is, the soccer team here is, but we're all proud to be part of the GCU family.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Best of luck tomorrow with the GCU Invitational and you next week. All right, guys, all season long we'll be talking men's basketball, but a lot of strong athletic performances here on campus to discuss as well.
Inbound quickly, and Adams State puts it back.
What is going on there with the defense of GCU in the second half? They go under 30% in the first half. They're shooting 4 for 7 now here in the second half.
Adams State, 13 offensive rebounds to 5 by the Lopes. Turnaround, Oscar Freyer.
How about that little dish there by Vernon that time? A little high-low handoff by the bigs.
On the floor is Pasker. Loose ball picked up. Dwayne Russell. Underhand teardropper.
He's so good. He either gets the steal himself or,
quickly, Johnson. Vernon.
Yeah, boy, that's Vernon's 4th personal foul now there. He got out quick in transition. Yeah, what was that? That was Johnson taking that thing strong to the hole. You got a bucket inside. You're not supposed to give up a layup in transition the other way. Some things to clean up. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be perfect early on. And maybe this Adams State Grizzlies team here for Coach Marley's squad is exactly what they need to face. A scrappy team that pounds the glass and runs in transition.
Headed Adams State, but came in here to play. They're going to lay down. Jack Carr checks in for Vernon. J.R. Taylor with the foul.
I can't tell if the officials have changed the way they're calling this game from one half to another, or if the players are just being caught out of position and doing a lot of reaching here in the second half.
I'm thinking it's the second of the two. Freyer. Ooh, behind the play, Josh Braun gets run into. I hate to see Josh at the floor coming off of 2 off-season surgery.
Taylor took him out there. Yeah, you talked about those surgeries, one on his knee, one on his ankles, but Josh Braun did his work early there. He knows Freier's coming off shooting. He's already working on underneath here for the offensive glass position. Taylor gets cut out of position and has to do a sumo wrestling move and took Josh Braun down underneath there. Or is that like the
WWE?
Yeah.
Inside, Smith gathers himself and puts it away.
How about the hands on Smith, though?
Right?
Good job catching these balls clean around the basket in traffic. A lot of people around him, bodies around him, and he's finishing at the bucket. Is he in double figures now?
Yes, he is. 11 points.
They got a couple players up there that don't know in the game. Got me confused here as who I'm looking at. But yeah, Smith is doing a nice job. They got 11 points on 5 of 6 shooting. I want to see him chew a little bit more glass, but that'll come.
Guard. Braun pulls down, drives. In the paint, left hand, doesn't go. Smith tried to get the rebound, pushed out. Brandon Slide.
Yeah, the more you go, the more you get. That's one of those ones he got a hand on it, wasn't able to corral it, but a nice job getting to the front of that basket.
Slide to his left. Near side, long range shot. Johnson not there. Carr, reach around by J.R. Taylor. He picks up the foul.
Havocs are giving the old air ball chant here. Sometimes it's the ones that handicap you when you're on defense. When they don't hit the rim, you think they're going to hit the rim and you're getting ready to get the basket. And I think it was Carr does a nice job that one, following the flight pattern of that missile that came off that right side and throw the foul.
J.R. Taylor fouls out for the Grizzlies. Shaq Carr. Fifi. They do. Pulls back down. Carr driving in. Leaves underneath. Smith. Oh, doesn't get it. Frayer slammed it back. Whistle called prior. Foul.
That's a good job. I mean, you always know when you add some new pieces, you're going to have some guys that come in here maybe making an extra pass. And sometimes maybe making too many extra passes that lead to some turnovers. I don't think that's the case in a lot of the turnovers that they had tonight, but you like the unselfishness, everybody trying to help one another get off tonight.
Roten called for the foul on the Grizzlies.
Yeah, this is another, that's that one right there. I think Shaq got a nice one from Adu, and he gives it up to Smith, and then Smith goes to the line. Did he make both those free throws?
Yes, he did.
I like that.
13.
He's improved his stroke from the free throw line.
Memorial. Roten. Denied. Nice sweep over to Memorial, but denied by Adu. And the foul on Fifi.
Yeah, Ferrer gets cut ball, watch it once again. See that, looking at the ball, doesn't see man and ball. His man goes back door. I like the fact that Adu's coming over to help on the weak side. You got that long 6'10" wingspan we talked about on that 6'3" frame. He catches too much of the body underneath.
.13 for Brian Umoriu. Perfect from the free throw line. Carr. They do. Back to Braun. Pulls down. Carr rather pops and hits it.
You see that extra pass. That's the one that Josh Braun can probably knock down 40% of the time behind the arc. He says, let me get this young man going tonight. Gives the extra pass, leads to a one-dribble pull-up jumper.
Lead is 14 for the Lopes. Just under 13 to go. Sherwood Smith putting pressure on Sly. Carr. He'll be called upon in those first two games on the road trip at Duke and at Penn State. Does add some quickness, long range, out, but Lopes will inbound.
I thought that flat shot by Adu, you got to put a little more air under that ball. Very low percentage chance that you're going to make that shot. You got to get that ball a little higher. Raise the percentages of that opportunity that thing to go into the basket.
Tasker and Walchuk back in. Inbound quickly. Adams State gains possession. Johnson inside Tasker. Tasker turns, moves to his left, pulls back a little bit. Too heavy, rebound underneath. Carr able to come up with it. Carr on the move, pushes back out.
Took it a little too deep that time, maybe a little over penetration. Defender got set outside that restricted area. Carr crashed into him. I'm losing track of the turnovers here, Barry. They've done a little bit better job here in the second half, but not by much.
Jared Martin checks back in for Oscar Frayer.
He's going to get better. He's going to learn to see man and ball and still be able to play that good defense. Look at those turnovers there. 16 turnovers tonight. Only 3 in the second half, but you got to limit some of the silly turnovers. I think they've had a lot of those tonight.
Averaged 13.5 last season. The Lopes already with 16. Martin. They do. Carr. Martin down. Braun, he kicks back out. Swatted there by Gibbons.
Foul on Braun.
Yeah, that's 19 fouls now on GCU. One more, they'll be shooting a double bonus. We got 11 and a half minutes to play. That's just a silly turnover. You don't see Josh Braun make that a simple pass out there on the perimeter, but if you're going to give one up, you got to make sure you prevent the easy two at the other end.
Grizzlies are not going away quietly. 56-44. GCU on top of Adams State. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening. Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
Welcome back inside GCU Arena. I'm Kate Longworth. Well, it is the first game of a new season for the Lopes, and they have the lead right now with under 12 minutes to go, 56-44 over Adams State. Now, the players, we've seen some of those first game jitters play out there. They do have 17 turnovers. Talking with Dan Marley, there are things that he said this team has been practicing that should not be showing up on the court tonight. However, these players told me, make no mistake, they are happy to be out there with the first game of the season because it was getting a little exhausting to be playing each other day after day. Scott, I'm sure you can remember back to those days when you're so excited for that first game of the season and practice. You know you have to practice to get places with this game, and you know Dan Marley obviously stresses those skills during practice, but these players told me they were ready to get out there and see another uniform out there. They wanted to go up against another team, not just for a measuring stick, but I think just a change of pace. And a game like this, although maybe the score isn't exactly what they thought it would be, I think after a game like this, you're going to see that intensity and they realize the season is upon them.
Oh, absolutely, Kate. I think you get tired of banging up against somebody that knows exactly what you're going to do because you're both running the same plays at the other end, and you look forward to the challenge of being able to try things on somebody else, and I think that's exactly what they're getting tonight. Now, there's a lot to clean up, obviously, with those 17 turnovers and the number of fouls they've gotten, some silly fouls from being out of position. We've already sent this Grizzlies team to the line 7 times tonight.
Shaq Carr, all alone, off the glass.
They've kind of beaten up a little bit on some of the turnovers. And they've done a number of really good things tonight here offensively. I mean, they're shooting almost 55% from the field.
Seeing some flashes from the new faces. That was one of them from Shaq Carr. We'll check. You back out. Drains the three to Shane Johnson.
That was a long distance three that time. Shane Johnson's got himself 8 points in his basketball game. And that was a pretty good job by Mark, too. Hand in his face, and he still knocked it down. Give credit where credit is due.
Carr picked off. Johnson. Oh, son of a baby! Fifi, 5-4-4. Fifi! Oh, a little flat again. Braun battles, rebound. You like that?
I love that. I think the roof would have came off this place if Fifi would have knocked that long shot down. Fifi 5-4.
Oh, that's Umorio. I don't know what I said. All I know is Umorio is having a night.
Yeah, he's not shooting it great from the field, but he has been scoring that ball. He's one of those guys they call like Stevie Thompson. He wasn't great at getting that basketball, and the shot didn't look good, but you look up, all of a sudden he's got himself 20 points. That's what Umoriu's working on tonight. 16 and counting.
That one rings out. Back and forth. Martin.
Shaq Carr down here again. This is just, you know, they got a number of these guys that just got jets. Maybe it's the shoes. And then this one here by the long arm, Fifi Fifo-Do, knocking that one right back where it came from.
Braun sits down. Russell back in. Russell, Carr, they do. Martin and Kerwin Smith on the court for the Lopes. Jack Carr, Southern Idaho, 79% free throw shooter.
I like this group on the floor right now. You're talking about some athletic kids. Maybe Martin might be the one that's not as athletic, but he's probably the smartest player on the floor right now. Yeah, this is a good group right here. There are a lot of bench guys. How many points off the bench tonight? Look at 25 points off the pine.
Driving, Walchak, whistle. Draws the foul. Russell.
Look now, but we can have a 7-point game on our hands here. I thought this would be one of these things where GCU would be running away in a laugh. We're up by 30. I give these Grizzlies a lot of credit. Coach had his team ready to play. Coach Canton had his team ready to play tonight.
Ball check. Connects. Martin looks to his left. Leaves for Russell. Top of the key. Back out. Plays catch. What do they do? Martin, he looks to drive.
Oh, charged right into him.
Yeah.
Took a page right out of Martin's book. Slid his feet, got in front. Martin jumped right into the defender there and caused another turnover. How many was that? 19 turnovers.
Fourth foul.
And 4 fouls on Martin. You got 3 players out there in GCU uniforms with 4 fouls on them.
Vernon and Clark also in foul trouble. Walchek. Long. Warsaw, Poland. Ooh, travel. No? Oh, my.
Oh,
Russell again.
Yeah, Henry Russell again. The same young man's going back to the line again. Walczak is going to shoot 2 more free throws, and we could have a 55-point game on our 55-60 game on our hands here.
Walchek tucked the ball away like he was Ezekiel Elliott.
Poland to get him from Warsaw, Poland. He made this a 5-point game here. We got 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
Good grief. Russell, Martin for 3. Bam! Boy, they needed that.
Yeah, they had a little breathing room here. I think it was getting a little 2-possession game was getting a little tight. Martin steps back from behind the arc, delivers the 4-3 tonight for the Lopes.
Johnson, down low, off the glass. Put back by Jared Givens.
Shaq Carr down there reaching underneath there, lost his man. Another easy basket underneath. 22 points in the paint now for Adams State.
Underneath, Russell trying to get it over to Kerwin Smith, hits the rim. Umoriu drives. Russell again.
Look at this find here by Russell, just a long swing over there. And Martin showing that confidence that I want him to have all season long. More importantly, Coach Marley wants him to have all season long, but you reach it, and Umoriu teaches down there on that.
Martin picked off. Smith up to Russell. Russell drives. Lost the foul.
Russell's just got a quick change of pace dribble. A lot of defenders thinks he's going one speed, and then lickety split. All of a sudden, he turns on the afterburners. He gets by him and creates the foul.
Kerwin Smith, 13 points in the game, about 3 rebounds. Kerwin Smith, redshirted last year, comes back. He's bigger, he's stronger, and he looks like he's a lot more confident.
A lot more confident. I like what you talked about, bigger and stronger, and playing a little nasty around that basket. Taking his time with a little bit more control, body control, a little more strength, able to take that contact and finish, takes his time underneath. I love that gather right there. Put two hands on that basketball. Very good at catching it in traffic, getting it up and in. Young man's doing a nice job. I mean, his guy hadn't played in over a year.
Yep.
And he came to play tonight, 13 points, couple rebounds for him as well.
Derwin Smith from Dallas, Texas. Busy activity on the campus of Grand Canyon University as far as athletics is concerned. As you look at that, the GCU Invitational. Kate was talking to the tennis players about that. That's coming up. Women's volleyball against Chicago State. Women's basketball gets underway. Kids Day on the 8th, 10 a.m. tip. Brett May and the GCU women's basketball team in action. They've got some new players in their squad as well. Should be an exciting season. Women's basketball, Elkhorn State. Men's tennis has the Invitational. And then you look at that, at Duke. Coming up for men's basketball at 12. ESPN3 is the home at 3:30 p.m. Tune in for that one. Women's volleyball, women's basketball, Denver coming into GCU Arena. And then the men are back here at GCU Arena against Coppin State. Busy is GCU Athletics. 21 athletic teams here at GCU.
You know, as much as I can't wait for that Duke game, I want to see Trent May's troops too. Yeah. We're going to do another women's game this year, aren't we? A couple of them, I believe, and they play hard. That's one thing I love about those kids.
Yep, some players are back from injury. We'll send it over to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, we talked about this being the first season of the game, but I think what's great is that GCU and its players are already grabbing that notoriety after what they've been able to do these last couple of years. And when you look at this team, you got to know that some people are going to grab some attention when it comes to the preseason men's basketball coaches all WAC teams. And that, of course, being the mayor, Josh Braun, appearing on that first team, and of course you could probably guess the second one. Your man right here, Zero, the hero, Dwayne Russell on the second team for the men's basketball coaches all WAC team.
Definitely the leaders. Over 7,200 capacity crowd here. 7,221 is the announced attendance here at GCU Arena for the lid lifter to the 2016-17 season.
7,200, it probably feels like there's close to 15,000 in here as loud as this place gets.
Johnson, short, loose ball. Oh, how did he come up with it? But the Lopes, Freyer, off the glass, rolling around the hoop, and the harm.
Oh, geez, that young man was right there in that takeoff alley right there, but he got undercut and still had the concentration to get that ball up off the glass and let it roll softly around the rim before following through.
Oscar Freyer from Oakland, California. A lot of schools eyeing Oscar Freyer when he came out of Morrow Catholic. Decided on GCU.
That's going to be number 5, I believe.
Keontae Vernon.
Keontae Vernon. You know, and that was one of those fouls too. There's not a whole lot there. I mean, you can kind of like football. You can probably call something on every play. But kind of basketball is kind of the same way. You can call something on every play, but that's not the way the game was intended to be played. And I think the officials got themselves kind of into a corner here early in this half when they started calling a lot of these touch fouls. I mean, we got ourselves 20 personal fouls here in the second half. I don't think anybody wants to see players shoot free throws all night long. That's not good for the sport.
10 for 10 from the free throw line is Brian Umoriu. Limited minutes for Keontae Vernon in this opening matchup. Go on, double team, peels away from that, drives baseline, pushes out, Martin quickly to Freyer for 3. Rings out, Braun's underneath, lays it back in.
Yeah, he's just too big, too strong down there for Umoriu. And I talked about it earlier. Braun does his work on that offensive glass much sooner than the other players are ready for it, and that's why he gains an advantage.
Gibbons to Johnson. Johnson. Pulled back. Leaves for Slide. It looked like he carried a little bit. Put it back in off the glass.
That was special right there. We had an eight-point game. This was going to be a laugher there when we had that big run at the end of the half, but 8-point game, just under a little more than 6 minutes to go. Must get a good possession here offensively.
8-point Lopes lead. Russell, line pass into Clark. Denied underneath by Caton. Slide, looking for some room underneath. Clark got a hand on the ball. Back out, Johnson. Off the glass and in, making it look a little too easy.
Is it my eyes fooling me, or is this Adams State being the aggressors, getting that ball in that painted area? They started that early with Pasker crashing in down there. Now it's giving everybody confidence to take that ball to the rack against this Lopes team. Oh, nice pass.
Clark alone.
Nice pass, good flash. Give Clark credit, give Russell credit. Flash to the mid-post area there and get the ball to the basket.
Rebound underneath, picked up by Gibbons. Braun up over, picked up the foul.
There's no way that should have been an offensive rebound there. I think a lot of guys either gassed and not used to going as hard as they have tonight. But a lot of guys stand around flat foot, nobody putting a body on a body. And the Grizzlies just walk right in there and get that basketball. Given an opportunity here to cut back into that deficit.
Gibbons misses the front end. Again from Tempe, Arizona and Corona del Sol.
They have just missed a gang of free throws tonight.
Frayer going back with Jordy Hackett at the trainer's table.
25 of 36 from the free throw line. They can just get 3 or 4 more of those things, and we got a much different field tonight.
Russell, oh, he leaves the blind pass. He probably should have just taken it. Looking for Clark. Johnson, off the glass and in. Martin, for some reason, didn't put his hands up.
Yeah, he's afraid of getting a foul there. They've been blowing this thing so tight, but 2-possession game again, just under 5 to go. I think Clark wanted the high hand off that last time, and Russell hit him with a bullet pass down a little lower.
Russell, Braun, three-pointer, bam!
That's one guy that's not afraid to shoot the ball from the outside. He's got the confidence to be able to make those shots. 40% shooter from behind the arc, and I look for that to rise a little bit more now that he's going to play his more natural, three position out there on the floor. He'll be taking a lot more threes. I expect him to make a lot more threes.
Double-double for Dwayne Russell. Pasker runs into his teammate. Peels back, right behind Carr for Sly. Underneath, back out Johnson, three-point attempt. Too heavy, pulled down by Russell. Russell, he's getting swatted away there by you. He'll come up, lead for Martin. Martin looks for three. Off the left rim, pulled down by Pasker. Rebounding, an issue on both sides, ends of the court. Open look for three, not there. Russell pulls down. Under 4 to go. Foul. Derek Gibbons foul on Russell.
Real silly foul that time by Gibbons. I understand putting pressure on the basketball. You got 4 minutes to go. It's an 8-point game. Why put him on the line for 2 free throws 75 feet away from the basket?
74-66, timeout on the floor. We'll be back with 3:51 to go. TCU and Adams State.
Founded on the belief that the entrepreneurial dream is an engine that drives innovation forward in a global marketplace, the Colangelo College of Business educates and develops values-driven business leaders. Our graduates exemplify the principles of servant leadership and entrepreneurship. GCU's strong Christian identity informs the education you receive, integrating our Christian values with the business curriculum. The college features more than 25 programs from the bachelor through the master's level, catering to traditional, evening, and online students. These programs serve a diverse set of aspiring business professionals who not only learn in the classroom, but gain real-world experience operating actual businesses. Our students also receive unique access to Jerry Colangelo's legendary experience, leadership, and connections throughout the business world. Find out more at gcu.edu/business.
All right, 3:51 to go here for the Lopes in their first game of the season as they have an 8-point lead over Adams State. I'm Kate Longworth inside GCU Arena where we're excited for this season ahead. But you've got to remember the season that was. He helped lead the Lopes to a 27-7 finish. And now Randy Blaze is taking his talents out east. The former GCU star was drafted earlier this week by the Delaware 87ers. The Philadelphia 76ers D-League team. The 6'6" forward averaged 14 points and 8.8 rebounds a game here for the Lopes. And judging by the response on Twitter earlier this week when that draft happened, I can tell you that the Lopes Nation here, they are following Randy wherever he goes. There was a lot of talk on there. He had something great going here. The Havocs really appreciated him. So now they want to see him go out there and succeed. And Barry, he's not the only former Lope seeing some action at that next level.
No doubt about it. Right up the road, Prescott Valley. Daniel Alexander and the Northern Arizona Sun.
I like Daniel Alexander. He was a bit unpredictable. He was very streaky. If he got going early, he was phenomenal. But when he didn't get off to such a good start, you weren't sure what he was going to do out there on the floor. I wish him well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wish him well.
Great young man.
One thing you always got was a lot of heart from Daniel Alexander, and especially Randy Glaze. I hope he does real well out there. I played for the 76ers for a little while, so maybe it'd be one of those opportunities that he gets a call up later in the season and gets an opportunity to play with the big club.
That would be tremendous. Sly hits the front of the rim, rebound pulled down by Jared Martin.
Now that's the way you crash the glass.
Cutting in, Russell. Oh, over Carr, kept it in. Oh, but it's picked off by Walchuk. A little sloppy on the pass. Turnovers. Martin, did he find his feet? He did. Walchuk ball. Oh, Martin's taking some hits.
He's walking a little gingerly right now. He's going to need an ice bath after this one. He's been on the floor more times than the basketball.
Inbound to Carr. Back to Jerry. Back to Russell. Jared Martin from Manly, Australia. Friends and family watching on GCU.tv. They can find all the live streaming this season. Braun pulls back, leaves for Carr. Carr goes up high. Oh, it's spotted by Pascal, but a foul call.
He's another guy that's been on the floor, but his generally on the offense have been trying to attack that basket. He's very quick at taking that ball from behind the arc and getting to the front of that rim. Hey, he's got that kind of Russell speed that we saw. Remember DeAndre Davis?
Yep.
Yeah, he was very quick with that basketball too. Sometimes he was his feet got moving too fast. He got the travel calls, but he had it right. I don't think he was anybody faster on that in that low floor. Maybe Russell, but I think this guy Carr's got a little bit of that in him too.
Got some afterburners.
He's going to work on his shoe selection, though. I'm not.
You're not liking that?
At first I liked him. Now I'm not digging him.
No. Neon.
Got too many colors in it. I don't mind the
Is
neon.
that on you, or?
Yeah.
Good?
Well,
I think it speaks to his individuality. What would you prefer he go with?
Well, something a little more uniform like the rest of the guys. I think when you all of a sudden you're wearing something that's completely different than everybody else, you stand out a little too much out there on the floor. Yeah, most everybody's got on, gray or white with a stripe, maybe a little purple.
Yeah, that's boring to shot. Like the gray right over there with Jared's got gray. Walchuk puts it back.
All right, maybe I'm just getting old.
Walchuk connects. Jared. Russell. Carr pushes back out. 3. Good!
Wonderful find that time by Carr. Took that ball right to the heart of the defense. Everybody shrinks to the basketball. Nobody within 10 feet that time of Martin when he got that 3 up.
Oh, mercy. Clark. Clark's got 5. Martin connecting from long distance. But then Clark gets nailed for the foul, and Derwin Smith comes in.
There might be 30 personal fouls on this GCU basketball team before this was all said and done. And talk about the 22 turnovers. That number's way too high, but expected some of this, in the playing some guys that hadn't played together and some live action. You got a lot of people. I think there's probably some of these kids out there on this GCU team that haven't played in an atmosphere like this.
No.
We always talk about the visiting team coming in, and Adams State, you sure they haven't played in front of something like this before. Plus some guys over there in some white uniforms that haven't played in front of, 7,000 fans screaming and yelling the whole time, standing on their feet.
They're definitely revved up and ready to go. The lead is now back to 11 for GCU. This is the first game of the 2016-17 season. I just want to take an opportunity to thank so many people that are responsible behind the scenes, really from a technical standpoint, to get everything together to broadcast these games each and every season for the last 4 seasons. Not only with our partners at Cox Media, but at CW6, and of course internally here at GCU. Shout out to Mike Lacrosse, Jason Campbell, Tim Armour at Cox, Brad Singleton, and also Jonathan Snyder, and of course, Pete Gordon, our Emmy Award-winning director, and Rich Reed, our award-winning producer as well. And just wanted to do a shout out to all those folks for all their hard work leading up to this game this evening, as they were, it was all hands on deck getting everything up and ready. And you can really rely on the professionalism of all those individuals and providing all the beautiful pictures you see at GCU basketball.
They're going to do a wonderful job, and we put that big thing up there, Pete Gordon. I just wonder that that Emmy.
Yeah.
Is that thing? Is he going to start getting the big head? Is he going to start swelling now? When we start having our production meetings. I got to worry about him. Do I need to bring a hat pin to our next production meeting and make sure
I don't know.
He doesn't get the big head on us?
I don't know if they need him feeding grapes in the truck or what.
No, I love Pete. We like to go back and forth with one another, and Rich Reed, he does a great job. He's always kind of send me a text, remind me of our meetings the night before, the day before. Does a great job looking out for it, makes me sound good on air.
Tons of people to thank. Takes a lot of people to put these shows together. 25 or 30 people.
I love it. Look at these guys. These guys in the military down here. They're the Halo. I know those because my son plays those video games. He played that Xbox Halo. Yeah, one of those Halo.
What's a pickle, apparently?
Yeah, we got a pickle. Not a Friday. A hard-boiled egg. What you guys call it?
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up egg behind us here.
Yep.
And
they love
there's a panda. There was a panda earlier. I think the panda might have passed out and went home though.
Jared Martin almost lost his footing over there. Trying to free up. They're putting the press on are the Grizzlies.
Well, this is a good tune-up here. You got a couple days now before you had to get back on the floor, play somebody else, and they'll watch this tape and find out where they can get better. Talk about some of the spacing issues and getting guys in the proper position on drives. Russell knows where to find guys when he's driving them to become second nature and going to take the show on that road, and that's when they're going to start to bond. You get on the road, you're on those planes and those buses and hotels, you start to come together.
Braun finds some room in the paint. Back out. Russell pulls down. Now he wants 3. Ooh, rings out. Goes over the head of Kerwin Smith.
In and out. How did that thing squirt back out being halfway down in that cylinder like that?
Fly, the lead 11 for the Lopes. 1:40 to go. Johnson turn, twist around Martin. Ooh, fifth for Martin. Who's he gonna find somebody on the bench? And put Fifi back in.
Yeah, Fifi Adu coming back in here for Martin. You got a lot of guys out there. Martin's done a great job defensively, don't get me wrong. But fouling out, sometimes not always a bad thing. When you're having to help out for other players because they're out of position, you pick up a foul. Yeah, I know all about that. I'll tell you about my time with Allen Iverson. I'll lead the league in steals, but also get burnt 7 or 8 times and let everybody else have to deal with cleaning up my mess. And that's what Martin does a lot for this basketball club. How about the job that Dwayne Russell's done tonight, though? He's gone over 35 minutes tonight and got himself a double-double.
Wow, they're having problems with this press.
Yeah, they probably haven't worked on a whole press a whole lot. Coach Marley, he really doesn't put a full court press in, so they've had nothing to practice against. It's just spacing. And right now they got to figure out the proper spacing. I think Kerwin Smith needs to get down the floor, take his man with him. That'll open up some spacing in the back court.
Brandon Sly called for the foul. That's a sigh of relief for the Lopes. Yeah, they worked on it. Maybe they worked on it earlier this week. Maybe Wednesday.
Yeah,
yesterday.
Well, they're
Tuesday.
You have to work on it some more. A lot of times too, that's seeing it on film. Like, oh, wait a minute. You know, if I'm just 7 or 8 more feet down the floor or wider on the side of the court, now my guy can, or my teammate can flash, and I can cut down the floor, and we get some easy opportunities because you get that press put on you. Well, they're trying to press you, turn the basketball over, but you get a couple sharp cuts and a couple sharp passes. Next thing you know, you're at the rim on the other way, and you got a man advantage.
Good to see Oscar Freire back in.
Russell missing 2 free throws after doing so well from the line most of the night. Now just 4 of 8 from the free throw line.
Sly back up front. Has it again. Trying to move on Fifi. They do with the foul.
Yeah, the freshman's got to realize he probably thought he was done for the night. And then all of a sudden somebody fouls out. He's got to come back in the game, and he wasn't locked in. And now you get caught a little flat-footed because he's definitely got the speed to stay on the perimeter with Sly, but mentally he wasn't ready to perform. That's some of the things that Coach Marley's worked on with, he's going to get great talent, but just needs some seasoning. And like any freshman.
1:06 on the clock. 6-point lead, 81-75 in favor of the Lopes. Adams State has come in and played very well. Yeah,
they weren't here just to get a check and go home, or they take a beat. They came out here to perform and compete. This guy gave this team a lot of confidence. They, sub 500 basketball team a year ago, but they picked it up. This Coach Ken's first year last year picked it up, and we're 2 games over 500 in conference play.
Adams State, not all that unfamiliar to Chris Crevalone when it was Adams State College. Chris Crevalone played basketball at Adams State College. Chris Crevalone, the assistant coach here at Grand Canyon University. He said Alamosa is a beautiful town. He said, and I'm a guy that lived in Buffalo. I grew up in Minneapolis. I lived in Cleveland. He said it's the coldest place ever.
I lived in Milwaukee and Chicago. I highly doubt it.
He said he's not lying. He said it's cold. It's like the coldest place in the valley. It's cold. I said, are you kidding me? I've been in some cold places.
He doesn't know. He does not know from what he's talking about. I was in Denver, in Colorado. The sun shines 300 times
Green
a year.
Bay.
More sun than most of the state of Florida.
Yeah.
When you're in Milwaukee and Butler, you don't see the sun.
Your
You don't even know what
face feels like
sunglasses
it's gonna
are
crack
like.
off.
Yeah. That's just gray all the time. Yeah. You just think it's night almost every time you go outside.
Yeah. Wake up, you're in the dark, and you're driving to work. You drive home in the dark.
Oh, dark
so
about 2:30 in the afternoon. You're like, what was that all about?
Shaq with 11 points at the line.
All right, calmly knocked those down because I didn't want to say it, but it was a 2-possession game with just under a little more than a minute to play. Good thing we got some points there.
You 3-pointer.
Like I said, good thing we got some points. Now it's a 5-point game, 55 seconds to play.
Press on. Back out, Carr gets through it. Carr's got Frayer, he looks over to Fifi off the glass.
That was a nice job by Carr, taking his time, let his wing runner catch up to him and then deliver a strike. Adu put it in, ready to play when he came back out on the floor that time. Stop fouling, no. Make it hard for this team to score. They want you to foul. They want to stop the clock. They want to get easy opportunities from the line. That's what I was talking about. Once you get a good cut on against that full court press, now you got the man advantage. You're off to the races, and then you get an easy shot at the rim. Adu puts it down with those long arms.
BP now with 4 personal fouls on the other end of the court. There you see it, 42.7 seconds remain.
And I was going through some old boxes, found an article from 1985. You know, I remember what it's like to be a young player. Now it's fresh in my mind. I was going back to those old high school days. Well, that's basically what it is. I'll say even from high school to college, it's a different game. You got to be in tune every time when you're on the floor, when you're on that bench. You can't waste possessions at this level.
Definitely a whole different speed at this level. Don't forget, GCU men's basketball team opening up the regular season Saturday, November 12th, 3:30 tip at Duke. The Cameron Crazies will get a look at the Lopes to start off the season. Be sure to tune into ESPN3 to watch the game. It's GCU at Duke in the season opener. The Blue Devils, preseason #1 in the entire nation.
It don't mean nothing. I remember going over there when I was in North Carolina, and we were outside the top 10, and they were ranked #1, and they had all those guys, Danny Ferry and Christian Leitner and Bobby Hurley, that guy over at Duke. And we went over there and spanked them by 20 points. Woo! I look for this GCU team to go in there, just much like this Adams State team, cause a lot of havoc, put a fear and a fright into those Cameron Crazies.
Sounded good.
What a great atmosphere, though. You talk about the atmosphere they're building here. That's been a tradition of 50-plus years over there at that, I can't remember, the Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Breaking through that press, foul called. Shane Johnson. Lopes doing a little bit better job breaking through.
Yeah, and they got to figure it out now. Coach Marley, assistant head coach Todd Lee over there. They did a good job drawing up that press, figuring out where everybody wanted to go. Now they're cutting right through it like a hot knife through butter.
Johnson with 4.
I'm not quite sure why GCU's got no players on the line here. It is an opportunity to get an offensive rebound against a smaller Adams State team, and they got a lot of confidence in Shaq Carr right now to knock down his free throw down. And he does. 6-point game, 30 seconds.
Slide. Umoru pulls back.
Oh, costly turnover that time. They know they need threes. I don't understand why there wasn't a man in the corner there.
He bailed out. Hard to inbound.
They held the wrong guy. They held Josh Braun on that inbound play. That's 2 shots anyway, but Josh Braun, we talked about his ability to knock down free throws. Not just any free throws. He knocks down the pressure free throws. Situations like this when you got to have a couple to get put in the hole.
Oh, hope he didn't jinx it. 87%.
I never jinx it.
Timeout.
Oh, they try to freeze him out, though. That might hurt. Is that like
ice water runs through his veins?
Yeah, that's like the coach when the field goal kicker's about to kick the game-winning field goal. They ice him right before the snap of the football.
When they kick it and they miss, and then they still call timeout.
I hate when they kick it and they make it, and then they go back out there after the timeout and they kick it and they miss.
Yeah, that's brutal. Be sure to get your GCU men's basketball tickets right now. Season and single game tickets on sale. Great non-conference games. Louisville coming here. Yep. San Diego State. Steve Fisher bringing his team here. The great WAC conference matchups. New Mexico State, CSU Bakersfield, all on the schedule. Reserve your tickets now by contacting the box office 602-639-8979 or log on to lopestickets.com. Pitino already knows about the environment at GCU Arena. Already make sure where the officials were coming from. Make sure.
Really? Is he bringing his own officials with him?
He just wanted to make sure where they were coming from. He knew
He's nervous.
It's like the first thing he said when he shook Coach Marley's hand at Louisville last year is, I know all about your arena, I know about your crowds.
He's doing a scouting report here on the Purple Palace.
Yeah.
Huh? I like it. Fun Factory's going to be rocking and rolling for that one.
Oh, ticket's going to be hard to find.
Isn't that funny? I haven't had one person ask about that ticket, but they got that San Diego State circled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're in New Mexico. We don't have New Mexico coming this year, huh?
Not the Lobos, not the Aggies coming.
Yeah, the Lobos took that L. They haven't been back since they took that L.
I'm sure that didn't have anything to do with it.
I'm sure it did.
25 and counting, 8-point lead. Long 3 attempt. Rings out, loose ball, Carr on the floor.
That's the way you get on the floor, young man. Crowd that basketball. Coach Marley will like that. Get yourself a little elbow burn. Get down on that floor. Give it up for your teammates. Yeah, I like this. They used to track this at North Carolina there. First to the floor, they called it. You get a couple, they call points, and you could get out of some sprints at the end of practice by using those bonus points you'd get in the game for getting on the floor.
Johnson taking some time on the Grizzlies. You. Three-pointer, wow.
Are you kidding me? 3.6 seconds left, 2-possession game, not enough time, but boy, this Grizzlies team tipped my hat to the way they came out and performed tonight.
24 points for Brian Umoriu from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, this is a guy that averaged 7 points last year. That's why when that ball goes inside like that, every white jersey went to that purple painted area. Nobody within 10 feet of Umoriu, he knocks it down. Well done by this team. They handled the pressure of this crowd. They took care of the basketball for the most part. Just 13 turnovers on the night. If they had just made a few more free throws earlier in this basketball game, it would have had a whole different feel to it down the stretch. It was only a 5 or 6 point game, but what a performance by this Grizzlies team. Some good moments by the GCU team as well. Shot the ball extremely well when they weren't turning it over. That's the one area they're gonna have to clean up. But I like the unselfish play, sharing that basketball, and Kerwin Smith, Dwayne Russell had a heck of a game tonight.
88-83, the final score. The Lopes begin the season. Let's revisit your Hyundai 3 Keys. Shop by Hyundai.com today.
Well, I think the offensive ID, I mean, we talked about the turnovers, no need to go there again, but I like that number. They're 53% shooting. You know, Coach Marley don't dance. That's getting out there playing some good defense. They fouled a little too much, but I kind of like the way they held them to just 26% shooting in that first half, and then chemistry. That's going to be one that's going to take all season to build.
Kate's with the head coach, Dan Marley.
All right, thank you, guys. Well, Coach, you got a first look at how your team looks going up against an opponent. What stands out to you?
Got a long way to go. I mean, they shot 46 free throws. I don't know if it's us or what, but we got to do a better job. I thought our energy wasn't very good, which is amazing here in this building. Maybe our guys were a little nervous the first time out, but it just shows them we got a long way to go. So I think that was good for us.
Yeah, in the past with practice, we've seen a lot of sprint running, and we've seen you do different types of things. How are you going to address the foul trouble and then also some of the turnovers out there this week in practice?
Well, you know, we did a good job last year taking care of the ball, and we got a lot of new guys, and we're trying to play fast, and just did a lot of things we don't practice. And we'll just look at the film and try to get better, and then look at the fouls and see why they were called. But to be honest, I don't know, half of them were fouls. We weren't getting the calls down here, but that's fine. We just got to work a lot harder.
All right, well, it is the first game of the season, and it is a W, so congratulations. We're looking forward to many more this year. All right, Dan Marley, it's one in the books, but guys, we know the standard is set high when it comes to Coach Marley, so we'll see where it goes for the rest of the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about the bar is high as far as what the expectations are for Dan Marley and the Lopes. 88-83, the final score. Back to wrap things up from GC Arena after we take this timeout.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692. GCU offers more than 200 innovative programs across 9 colleges, which now include cutting-edge next-generation programs in engineering, computer science, and information technology. Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Grand Canyon men's basketball is brought to you in part by Valley Hyundai Dealers. For a limited time, every day is Black Friday. Shop buyhyundai.com today. And by Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. Look at your final stats. The Lopes win it by 5. Shooting 53.4 from the field. Free throws, wow, 35 of 46 for Adams State, as Dan Marley mentioned to Kate. Steals 15-6 in favor of the Grizzlies. And a big number there, the turnovers, 22-15. Final score in the books as a victory, but I'm sure there's plenty to work on in the time that they have here before they travel to Duke.
That's not fouling. Coach Marley was not happy about that. He talked about it, and I talked about it during the game, too. Some of those fouls that were called, I think the officials got themselves going one particular direction in that second half. Absolutely. They'll let them play a little bit more, I think. You know, they're not grown men, but they're young men. They're developing into some big, strong guys out there. You got to let them play a little bit more than that. But you got to take care of the basketball. Way too many careless turnovers. It wasn't like they faced a lot of pressure on the perimeter. They're just sloppy with the ball.
Our player of the game is Dwayne Russell, the double-double, 17 points and 11 assists.
Absolutely fantastic. Went almost the full 40 minutes tonight, goes 39 minutes. And I love the way he got everybody else going early on, especially his bigs underneath. Then they start using those big bodies outside, freeing him up for drives to the basket and outside shots. And he just continued. His team was searching for something offensively when they weren't turning the basketball over. He decided to pick up his offensive game. Josh Braun jumped in there. He had some key threes. Martin was aggressive tonight, and Kerwin Smith. You lose Boubacar. You get this kind of production from Kerwin Smith, too. It was fantastic. But the player of the game was definitely Dwayne Russell because he put his fingerprint on this game when the Lopes needed him to. That's the kind of leadership you're going to need.
And the leadership on the road, there's a little bit of team bonding, as you mentioned, as they travel for an extended road trip back here on the 25th, right around Turkey Day.
That's right.
We'll be well fed and ready to go on the 25th.
I'll be excited. I'll be excited to watch that game at Duke as well. I think this Lopes team is going to be exciting all year long. I like what I saw tonight from the freshmen. They got some seasoning tonight that they'll have to, some things that they'll have to work on, like Coach Marley talked about. They'll look at this film, they'll get better, and they'll continue to move in the right direction.
The Lopes are on the road for most of November, but return home for Thanksgiving for a 5-game homestand starting with the Coppin State Eagles, members of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, November 25th. If you can't make it to the arena for the games, remember that all Lopes home games this season are televised. Tune in to CW6 or online at gcu.tv at 6:30. Kate Longworth and the Lopes pregame show will tip off schedule set for 7. That'll do it from GCU Arena, where the Lopes beat the Grizzlies 88-83 to open up 1-0 on the season. Please join us November 25th when the Lopes host Coppin State on CW6 starting at 6:30. For Kate Longworth and Scott Williams and our entire crew, I'm Barry Butel, wishing you a wonderful evening.